Hey everybody, how's it going? In this quick tip, we're going to look at how the 18 camera rig should be stitched together into a stereo 360 panorama. This tip is just going to cover the general design for stitching the 18 camera rig. I've also recorded a detailed step-by-step walkthrough to take you through the whole process. Make sure to check that out on vrcolony.net. To get started, let's look at how our 18 cameras are arranged on the rig. Looking from the top down, cameras 0 through 11 are dedicated left eye and right eye cameras around the circumference of the rig. Our even numbers are left eye cameras and odd numbers are right eye cameras. Cameras 12 through 14 capture our nadir, the bottom of the image, and cameras 15 through 17 capture the zenith, the top. When you're setting up your rig, make sure that the lenses for your zenith and your nadir cameras line up from top to bottom. So to explain how we're going to stitch this in a stereo panorama, let's first look at an equirectangular image. So this is the final output image for the left eye view of our panorama. This is an equirectangular image, which means that it shows the whole scene in 360 degrees across and 180 degrees from top to bottom. So let's look at how our cameras fit into this left eye view. So first, remember that for our horizontal cameras, which are cameras 0 through 11, we have dedicated left eye and right eye cameras. For our zenith, the top of our image, and our nadir, the bottom of our image, we're going to use the same three cameras for both the left eye and the right eye images, but we're going to stitch them differently. You'll notice that when I switch between the left eye and the right eye views, the seams for all our horizontal cameras, that is cameras 0 through 11, those seams stay in the same position. But the seams for our zenith and our nadir cameras change position. So watch, I'll toggle back and forth here. This is our left eye view. This is our right eye view. And take a look at the seams at our zenith and our nadir. You'll notice that they're in a different place between our left eye and our right eye image. Now because we're going to go through and remove our seams in post, this isn't a big deal. To explain why they're moving, let's look at a quick illustration of the rig in action. So this is the sight line when you're eventually viewing the 18 camera rig. If you're looking straight ahead, that is, your left eye is looking at the image captured by camera 0, and your right eye is looking at the image captured by camera 1, we want your left eye to see camera 15 at the zenith and camera 12 at the nadir. We want your right eye to see camera 16 at the zenith and camera 13 at the nadir. Now as you turn your head, that changes. You'll notice that our left eye is still camera 15 at the zenith and camera 12 at the nadir, but our right eye is now camera 17 at the zenith and camera 14 at the nadir. The purpose of this is to maintain alignment between the horizontal cameras and the vertical cameras as we look around the rig. As I've explained in the Y3 camera zenith post, this helps maintain a consistent 3D effect across the top and the bottom of our image. You'll notice that the distance between the lenses of our zenith cameras is the same as the distance between the lenses of our horizontal cameras. In other words, the interaxial separation between camera 17 and 15 is the same as the interaxial separation between camera 3 and camera 2. Remember, the farther apart your lenses, the more pronounced the 3D effect is. To keep a consistent 3D effect across the whole image, the lenses have to stay the same distance apart. So what does this look like in the actual final stitched panorama? At the top here, you can see the same configuration of the rig that we were just looking at. Down here at the bottom left, you can see the equirectangular left eye panorama, and down here at the bottom right, you can see the equirectangular right eye panorama. Looking through camera 0 with our left eye and camera 1 with our right eye, you can see here that in the final stitched panorama, we see camera 15 at the zenith and 12 at the nadir with our left eye, and camera 16 at the zenith and camera 13 at the nadir with our right eye. And that's reflected in the arrangement of the rig. Now as we turn our head, there's a seam in our right eye stitched panorama. We switch from camera 16 to 17 at the zenith, and from 13 to 14 at the nadir. But there's no seam in our left eye. We're still looking at camera 15 at the zenith, and camera 12 at the nadir. Again, this is to maintain a consistent alignment between our zenith and nadir cameras and our horizontal cameras. And this pattern continues as we look around the panorama. Thanks for checking out this quick tip. I hope it was useful for you to see how the 18 camera rig was designed to be stitched, and I hope you can take advantage of it to make some futuristic videos.